Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to 2022. I hope it's been good, sorry. I hope it's been good to you all so far. We're only like what, 2 weeks in. So far so good, you know. So far so good. Like I've said to myself, well, like I do every other year, you know, this is a new year, start fresh, but no doubt a couple of months down the line I'll be back to my old habits, but I am going to try. I am really going to try. I'm going to try and stick because I've set some goals for myself. So I've like set, you know, what goals I want to achieve this year. And I'm roasting, sorry, I'm going to take this off, I'm so warm. Because my heating broke, so I had to go and get one of those wee plug-in heaters that you get that give out heat, like one of the wee, don't know what kind of heat. It's not one of the fan heaters. It's like I have no idea. But anyway, I had to go and buy one of them, and do you know it gives out more heat and heats my house up better than my actual heating does. Than my actual heating, because I've actually got storage heaters in my house, but I'm actually getting gas central heating put in, which is taking longer than expected, but hopefully in the next couple of weeks I've got that in. I'm just lucky that obviously we're getting into summer now. Yeah, we've still got a wee bit of winter to go, but we're getting into the summer, so it's not going to be as cold, which is good. And you know, so we'll hopefully the heating situation is fixed soon, because the council can just be a nightmare. It's like this heating situation, it's been going on for like, I'd say about a year on and off, and then obviously, you know, COVID and stuff happened, and that kind of pushed things back. But it's just been a nightmare, and it's like, it's costing me an absolute fortune. Like I'm like £80 a week having to put heating in, and it's just, you know, it's just a nightmare. But I'm surviving, and I'm just trying to go on with it, and you know, and keep rolling, taking it, the punches, taking that, and just getting on with it. I'm also growing my hair a wee bit. As you can see, I'm getting a wee bit long, but I've got it tied up at the top and down at the back, but it is growing, my hair's I'm just trying to grow it out because I'm going for a new look. Please excuse, again, as usual, the mess of me. I need a wee shave. Actually not long up. I forgot that my air freshener sits on that. I've got a wee unit that sits here. Don't know if you guys can see it. I'll see if I can knock the camera down a bit. No, you can't see it. You can only see my palm tree. Not my palm tree, my bush. My bush. My bush. Yeah. So that I've got a wee dressing table thing here that's got like all my makeup in it, and like where my lighting and stuff for filming sits. And I've got my wee air freshener there, and it's, I forgot I've got it aiming this way, and it's just like in my face. So anyway guys, thank you for coming back. Welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about deadly women and women killers. Now I actually learned about this because I watched a programme on TV called Deadliest Women, and I was so fascinated at this story and how this woman, I don't want to spoil it, so I'm just going to get into it and get started. So we're going to talk about Sharon Kinne, right? Sharon Kinne was born on the 30th of November 1939. She was just a normal, typical teenage girl, you know, normal. She got through her teen years, she went through a bit of a rebellious stage of like drinking and trying drugs and, you know, dating guys that, you know, she shouldn't be dating, and you know, getting like slaps in the wrist off the police, just normal stuff that happens to like most of us. But people that knew her and hung about with her and knew her growing up said that she was always a very manipulative person and a very sneaky person, excuse me, that she always knew how to like get around people, and she always knew how to get her own way and how to manipulate people and lie and thieve and whatever she had to do to get her own way. Because a lot of people said it was her first. She always put herself first. It was always about her. And not in a like confident way, like in a like, I don't care whose head or neck I need to stamp on to get what I want. And a lot of people said as well she was always hustling, like doing little side jobs. Like she was very, very money orientated. And obviously back in like the 50s, late 50s, you know, the world wasn't the way it is now. Like the woman stayed at home and cooked, cleaned, looked after the kids, was a housewife. The man went out and worked and then came home, and you know, the man was the breadwinner. But maybe this woman was just ahead of her time, maybe that's what it was, but obviously she shouldn't have done what she done, but anyway, I'll get into that. So, she married really young at 21. She married a ex-soldier who now worked in a factory, but she was in a very, very unhappy marriage. Like, Sharon wasn't happy being this 1950s typical housewife. She wanted more. She wanted to live her life and be free, and she wanted to be out and about. She didn't want to have to clean and cook and, you know, have a man tying her down. Like, she wanted to go out and be a free woman. But obviously back then in the 50s, if you're married and stuff and you've got kids, and you know, it was hard to leave the home because, you know, the money's not great, you know, you want to stay together as a family, you know. And also it's not just that, it's like the stereotype back then that would come from being divorced or not being married. You know, you were looked down upon, it was frowned upon, it just wasn't something that happened. So Sharon decided that in 1968, on the night of 1968, June, she decided that she was going to shoot her husband. So that night she waited until her husband was fast asleep on the couch. She put on a pair of gloves, and also she had a gun in her house, so she went and got the gun, shot this guy execution style in the face, in between the head, and killed him. And then she phoned the police, acting hysterical, saying that this is the worst part, this is the bit that I think so sad. She blamed her 3-year-old daughter. She said that her 3-year-old daughter must have found the gun and was playing and shot the dad. And can you believe it or not, the police bought that story and she didn't get charged at all, and she also got her husband's money. So she also walked away scot-free, getting away with it, and got some cash in hand. Like, oh, my alarm's going off. Stop. And got some cash. But blaming it on your kid, like, your 3-year-old, like, saying they done it. But then again, the kid, nothing happened. I suppose that is a good thing. Like, you could say, oh, my 3-year-old shot him. Because you can't really jail a 3-year-old, like, they don't know any better. That's pretty smart, actually. Anyway. So, yeah. So, Sharon decided that she was going to, once her husband was dead and buried and she had his money, she started dating this really, really wealthy man. And was having an affair with him. But he had a wife. And Sharon, obviously being the type of person she was, she wanted to be his wife, she wanted the money, she wanted to live in the big house. She didn't want to be the side piece, she wanted to actually be his wife. So she tried to convince him to, you know, leave his wife, and he wouldn't. So one night, Sharon lured him to a hotel room, just like they would do every other weekend, thinking, you know, going to have a little bit of rah-rah time. But that obviously wasn't Sharon's intentions. Sharon was intending on killing this man because the type of person she was is nobody tells me no, nobody uses me, nobody F's me over. So what does she do? She shoots this man down in the hotel room and flees. And this time she was caught, because obviously this man was from money, so you know, a lot of people were like, where is he, what's happened to him? And you know, when the maid went into the hotel room and found the body and stuff, you know, Sharon had tried her best to clean it up, but there was bits of her hair and stuff found. So obviously the police had realised this and then had connected her husband's murder and this one to her. So she was now wanted for 2 murders. So she was on the run, and this is a murder that they're not sure if she did or did not commit. They're not too sure. But on the route, on the highway that Sharon had like fled, a woman was found shot dead in her car with her wallet and money and all that missing. But there was no evidence of who done that, but people assume that it was actually Sharon that killed this woman to rob her for money because she was on the run. But she never got charged with that one, but people suspect that she did because obviously that highway, that motorway is the road that she was on, and you know, this woman's found dead at the side of the road with her money and all that gone, and Sharon's on the, you know, but because there wasn't any evidence, they couldn't charge her with that. They could only charge her with the husband and the guy the rich guy she was having an affair with, basically. So Sharon was eventually caught and she was put into a Mexican women's prison. In that prison, Sharon ended up becoming like top dog, like I'm talking about, like, cause all the women knew that she'd like shot 3 people, well 2, but obviously they think she shot this woman as well. You know, Sharon started to become very like feared in the prison, and a lot of people were scared there, and a lot of people done what she said. She made a lot of friends, you know, that kind of stuff. And because, as I said at the start, she was a very manipulative person, so she knew how to get her way and she knew how to get what she wanted. So Sharon then starts having a lesbian relationship with one of the female guards. This relationship maybe goes on 2-3 months, and then Sharon manages to convince the guard to let her free. And this is where it gets juicy. Sharon managed to escape the Mexican prison unnoticed, and this was in 1978. She'd been in jail for maybe a couple of years at this point. She escaped in 1978 and she's never been found. She is America's longest, most wanted fugitive. How crazy is that? Right now, the woman would be in this woman would be in her 80s, but I take it she's changed her name and all that now. But they never caught her. She's never been found. You know, she's been on the run for more than 40-30 years, like, and they've never caught her. You know, like this woman, like, as evil as she is, like, this is a smart ass bitch. Like, she managed to escape one of Mexican's like top secured prisons. You know, has been out now for like, has been on the run for like 40 something years, has never been caught. She's now a woman in her 80s. She's probably started a whole new life. Like, it's just crazy to think about. It is absolutely nuts. But yeah, like, she was never caught, and it's crazy to think, like, well, she'd be in her 80s now, so I wonder if, like, she would still be alive. I don't know. And you know, see, when I was reading it, it didn't really explain much of what actually happened to her daughter. I think it said on our Wikipedia page that the daughter went to stay with like the grandparents or something like that, or something along those lines. But yeah, I wonder where she is now, or if she's even still alive. But to think that she obviously she was having an affair with this guard, but you know, this woman obviously lived her life by the gun, you know, lived her life by the trigger and just shot anybody that stood in her way. And you know, she's probably dead now, to be honest. So, but yeah, that's the story of Sharon Kinne. And if you want to know any more about her, just go on Google, on Wikipedia, on YouTube. There's so much more stuff about her. The stuff that I've told you about, like the 2-3 murders and being on there, that's like the main stuff. But if you want to know a little more about her past, or you know, because the police have been hunting for her for years and years and years and years, and they still can't find her. So there's a whole thing about that. If you want to go more into detail, more into depth about that, you can do that. But yeah, like, this really, really interested me, because I thought, how did this woman manage to manipulate herself out of jail and escape and be on the run for this long and never be caught? It's like, I think to myself, where is she? What is she doing? Where could she have went? What could she be doing? Like, I've just got so many questions. But obviously, we will never know. And the woman now would be in her 80s, and this was back in the 70s. Like, I don't think we'll ever know. So. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and drop any ideas or suggestions below of any other things you'd like me to talk about or discuss. Also, you can follow me on my socials. I'll also link them below. I hope everyone has an amazing day, an amazing week, a great weekend, and I hope 2022 has been good to you all so far, and I hope that the rest of 2022 is even better for you. Stay gorgeous.